Hi everyone, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and warm welcome to our interview prep series on ISO 27001 audit. So let's get started. So before we start, let me give you a quick introduction about InfoSec Train. So we established in 2016, one of the finest security and technology training and consulting company. We are providing a wide range of professional training along with that consultancy as well in IT and in cyber security. So you will be getting a high quality technical your technical services, certifications as well. And if you want any customized training as well, yes, we do provide that as well. Now, why to choose InfoSec Train? Because all that instructors are certified and experienced one. Along with that, we have a flexible mode of training. Okay, you will get a recorded session. You will be getting in post training completion. And not only that, if you want, we can tailor, or you can say we can customize the course as per your requirement too. Okay. Now, let me give a small introduction about myself as well. Hi, everyone. I will be your host, myself, Abhishek Sharma. I'm into this security domain from almost 10 plus years. So I started my journey into network domain, then I moved into an cyber security and specifically into an offensive side of an security. So I started working as a pen tester, then moved into an defensive side, worked into an DFIR domain, digital forensic and incident response, and slowly moved into the GRC. Okay. Now during this tenure, I tried to I tried to manage to get few of the certification in my bag. So starting from EC Council, I hold few certification like CEH, CSCU, CTIA, CSA, ECIH, and from an CompTIA, I hold few certification like A plus, Network plus, Security plus, CYSA plus, Pentest plus, and from an auditing domain, I hold few certification like ISO 27001 lead implementer, lead auditor, and as an CISA as well. So this was me. So let's quickly talk about the agenda, what we are going to discuss in this webinar. So this webinar is been focusing primarily if you are aiming for an interview or if you are aiming to move into an GRC or move into an ISO domain. So yes, definitely this is going to help. This webinar is going to help you. So what we are going to discuss in this webinar, first of all, we will be discussing about the preparation strategies, how we are going to prepare for any interview. Okay. Then later down the line, we are going to discuss about, or you can say, on the main topics from where you can expect the questions. Okay. So first is your ISO 27001, getting an understanding of an 27001, then talking about an audit process, talking about the technical knowledge has been required, and talking about the soft skills and communications. Along with that, we will be discussing what you can say we will be discussing about the problem solving skills as well, which can going to help. Okay, and there will be an additional tip from my end how we are going to ace the interview. Okay, and we will be ending with an question answers discussing about the Q&As. So this will be the agenda for the day. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, now the first thing is interview preparation strategies, that how you are going to prepare for an interview. Now when we are going to let's say whenever you prepare for an interview for any of the position, let's take an example of a lead auditing position, okay, or any of the position. So first understand the combination, understand the specific requirement of the job. Okay, what the job has been asking. Okay, so when we talk about a lead auditing position, so what specific requirement you should know? You should know the specific requirement about an auditing framework. You should know about the standard, where you will be working, where you will be demonstrating, okay, where you will be giving your skills as well, showcasing your skills. So you should be easily able to communicate it. Okay, so next thing is your job description. So whenever we prepare for any interview, go, or you can say look for the description of the job, what that job has been asking. Review the job description, understand the specific requirement, understand the roles and responsibility, identify the key skills as well. So as an employee, what are the expectations from the organization? Okay, So that is the first thing you are going to do. Second thing is the research. This is the very important part. Learn about the company, learn about the industry, learn about the product, what they are going to deliver. Okay. So when I'm talking about company research, what you are going to do, first of all, you will be visiting the site, okay, company website, check for what are the company mission, what are the core values of an organization. Okay, so they are sitting into which department? They are into a production department or into a service department offering any service. Look for that. Okay, company history, what are the milestones? Okay, who are the leadership? Is there any recent news or any press released? Okay, that also you can get it directly from the website. Visit the social media page like LinkedIn, okay, Twitter or to Facebook or any of the account. Get an information from there. Okay, not only that, organization generally release, you can say, the reports as well in public platform. So review those report. Okay, is there any recent article about the organization, any industry news about the company? Okay, or any interviews with the company leader? You can get it, some videos as well which has been published by the organization over a LinkedIn channel or any of this social media account. Okay, see the reviews of the organization. Okay, over Glassdoor, what are the reviews given by the employee, what are the reviews given by the interview person, what is the company culture, what are the insight. Get all this information collected. Okay, so what we are doing, we are simply collecting the information or knowing about the organization. This is the first thing you have to do. Okay, second thing is look for the job description, what specific role they have been asking, what are the responsibility they have been asking, and what are the techniques or technology they have been asking. Okay, so based on that we can prepare ourselves. This is the first thing we have to do. Okay, now what will be the next thing after this? So next thing will be, you will be, let's say if the interview has been scheduled, so now the interview will going to ask a question. So for that, some basic things will be required, basic things as well, some information will be required, some common questions which they will be asking. Okay, so first will be understanding, what are you understanding on your 27001. Okay, so this is the very common question which has been asked in an interview. Okay, so ISO 27001, it's an international recognized, we can say recognized standard first of all. Okay, talking about information security management. Okay, so primary goal is to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, and it has been applied in all types of an organization regarding its size, regarding its industry. Any organization can adopt this. Okay, now what we are going to maintain, we are going to maintain the ISMS. ISMS, the full form of an ISMS is Information Security Management System. Okay, so an ISMS is an what? Is an systematic approach. What we are approaching, what we are trying to do over here, we are trying to manage the sensitivity, or you can say we are going to manage the information of the organization. Okay, so is there any sensitive information? Yes, is there are many sensitive information, there are many documents or there are many data. So what we are going to do, we are going to implement the control based on to your ISMS standard. So what we are getting, we are getting the policies, procedure, guidelines, multiple things associated with this activity. Okay, so first is your primary goal. Primary goal is to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. How we are going to do that? By implementing the ISMS. Okay, this two thing has been done. Third thing is your risk management. Okay, or you can say the risk assessment and risk treatment. Identify what? Identify the potential threat. How we are going to identify the potential threat? By performing a risk assessment. Okay, so find out the vulnerability that could harm your informational asset. Once the assessment has been done, second important thing is your risk treatment. Okay, what control or how you are going to mitigate those risks, those identifiable risks. Okay, so whether we are going to accept it, avoid it, transfer it, or mitigate it. So we have this four option. Out of this four option, based on to the risk, based on to the opportunity, we are going to treat that risk. Okay, So this second thing is also been done. First, we understood about the basic things of an ISO 27001. We understood about the ISMS core culture of an ISMS. Then the risk management, you can expect and question onto, and risk management as well. Then is your annexure A control. Now this annexure A control is what? What we are getting? We are getting a standards, okay, which is going to address the specific security needs. So how many controls we do have? We have 93 controls. Okay, so out of those 93 controls, which one is applicable? Based on to this risk assessment, we are going to apply those controls. Okay, so that will be the next part when we do an audit. So it will be a completely a next thing. The basic thing will be your annexure control. So you can expect a question from the interviewer that how many controls we do have, first of all. Okay, what are this control, or what is annexure A? You can say how you are going to address this annexure A. So annexure A is what? Giving you a standard, okay, list of and standard, list of and control. So to address what are your specific security need, based on to the specific security need, we can add those control. Okay, so we have different level of controls. Okay, then is your PDCA. PDCA full form is plan, do, check and act. This is a cycle which we use in our day-to-day life as well. PDCA, plan, do, check and act, continuous process. So establishing an ISMS, policies, objective, procedures. What is this? We are creating a plan. Yes, I want to establish, I want to implement the control. Okay, so we had planned for the implementation. After that, after the planning phase, what we do? We implement it. That is what your do is. Implement the ISMS. Not only that, go with the ongoing awareness program as well. Train your all the employees, aware them that we have adopted the standard, we had implemented the control, we had implemented the policies. This is the policies which we are going to address it. We are going to maintain it. Okay, then is your check. What we do? We monitor all the activities, monitor and review the performance, how your ISMS is been implemented, what is the effectiveness of your ISMS. How we can do that? By performing a regular audit, by performing a regular assessment, we can monitor it. Okay, then is your act. What act is going to do? Take corrective action. If there is anything has been missing over here, apply it. Okay, whatever outcome is been coming from here, let's fix the problem. How? By continuously improving the process. So we had acted on that situation. That is what your PDCA cycle has been talking about: plan, do, check and act. So this is again a very important topic in your ISO or in your audit. Okay, PDCA cycle. Next thing is your roles and responsibilities. Okay, now between this we have multiple other things as well. You can expect how you are going to prepare the document. You can say statement of applicability, what we do or what do we have in SOA. SOA generally is a list of and control that is been so we have 93 controls. So out of this 93 control, how many or which one is been applied or which one is been implemented. So we give all this information in statement of applicability. Okay, for example, if any control has been implemented, yes, implemented, give the justification. If not been implemented, give the justification. So this information will be available in your SOA. Okay, that is your document. Now other documents also required while implementing or while doing an assessment or while performing an audit. So let's suppose I'm performing an audit for your organization. So what first thing I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask for the document. So give me the ISMS policies. ISMS policies are what? The outline. Okay, how the risk assessment has been done? Share me the report. What risk treatment plan you have been adopted? Share me the information. So document each process and identify and treat the risk. That is again a one thing. And why we are going to maintain this? Because if there is any external audit or internal audit, this has been reviewed as well. Okay, policies, procedure, detailed document should be available for these policies, for these procedures. as per your ISMS. Okay. So roles and responsibility, coming back to the roles and responsibilities. So roles and responsibility are what? These are your commitment given by the implementer, commitment given by the auditor. Okay, or as an information security team. So we are having a dedicated team who is managing and operating this ISMS. So all the employees should also be aware about the security policies. So what is going to maintain this? He is going to ensure that whatever controls which have been implemented or been adopted, so share this information with everyone. Okay, update this thing. Okay, so with that we can go with an continuous improvement. So internal audit, regular audit is been performed to identify the area, to identify the weakness. So then we go with the management review. So what, from where we can expect the question? So we can expect the question from here, from the first state. So interview will going to ask a question, give me an information about, or tell me what is an ISMS. Okay, what do you understand by an ISMS? So what are, how you are going to perform in risk management? So a situation will be given. So in that situation you will be put in, and they will going to ask and question, okay, this risk has been identified, how you are going to mitigate this risk? So which control you are going to adopt, which control you are not going to adopt? Okay, so by providing control I am going to give them a solution. So they are going to ask and question, what is in PDCA cycle, what actually the PDCA do? Okay, so give the information about the PDCA. P stands for plan, plan for the establishment. Do is what? Do is your implementation. Check is what? Monitor and review. And act is what? Take and feedback. Okay, go with and continuous improvement. Okay, so these are what? These are the basic things which has been required. When you plan for an audit interview, make sure you coming up with this knowledge, this basic knowledge about an ISMS, about an risk management, about an annexure control, about an PDCA cycle, and about an roles and responsibility of an auditor. Okay, now let me give you a quick outline of an audit process, that how audit is been performed. Okay, because yes, definitely there will be a question. Okay, so they will be asking a question, how you are going to perform an audit, what will be your steps, or what will be your step by step approach? So simple thing, what we are going to do, we are going to go with a basic explanation that audit can be performed by these steps. Okay, first is your planning, second is your preparation, third is your field work, fourth is your analysis, then is your reporting. Now that report need to be communicated as well, follow up, and with a continuous improvement. Okay, so these are the step which we are going to follow. Now let's quickly understand about this step. Okay, so audit planning is what? Understanding the organization. Okay, now once you know about the organization, what we can do, we can understand the scope, we can understand the objective as well. Okay, so collect more and more information. Until and unless I don't know about the organization, how I'm going to perform an audit, that will be a challenge for me, isn't it? Okay, so to overcome from this challenge, make sure we know about the organization, we collect more information about the organization. So gather information. Okay, gather your collect more relevant information about the organization, including your operationals information, policies information, previous audit report. Okay, uh, risk assessment report. Then after that, what we do, we developed an audit plan. Okay, after collecting all the information, create and plan. So that is what your preparation is. In preparation, what we do, we communicate with the organization or with the auditee. Okay, so we are going to, we have scheduled this audit from this date to this date. Okay, so there are set of and 5 team members in my team. These are their roles and responsibilities of the team members. So we are going to have an opening meet, discuss about all the information. Okay, discuss about the scope, discuss about the team members information, their skills, their expertise. Okay, and then prepare, examine the, we can say examine the documents as well. Okay, then is your field work. In field work, what we do, first we initiate with a meeting. Okay, so connect with the stakeholder, explain them about the process, audit process, get the confirmation, and start with the process of an audit. Okay, so when I say process of an audit, so I will be visiting the site. So that site is very much new for me, so I will be visiting the site and observing it very carefully. Why? Because in an observation I am collecting what? I am collecting an evidence. Okay, so we are collecting an evidence through an observation, through an interview, through multiple sources. Okay, so that we do in your step number 3, which is your field work. We gather the evidence, we evaluate the control, we perform the testing as well. Okay, so once the observation has been done, once the site has been visited, then we will go with an analysis. We will start analyzing or reviewing the evidence. Okay, so analyzing or reviewing means we will be analyzing and reviewing the evidence which has been collected during your field work. What I have done, I have gone with an observation, and through an observation we have collected some information. So let's evaluate this information, let's identify the issue as well. Okay, let's do an assessment as well, let's go with the evaluation with an potential impact. Okay, now once the analysis has been done, after that what we are going to do, we are going to go with and reporting. Okay, now one more thing I want to add it over here. So it's totally depending on to the auditor how he want to perform an audit. First of all, okay, so this is the baseline which I have written, this is the baseline which he is going to follow. Okay, so to collect an evidence is totally his call. How he want to collect? First he want to go with an observation, then he want to go with an documentation, then he want to go with an interview. Okay, then he want to go with a technical verification. Is totally his call. Okay, but that need to be done before an analysis. So in an field work we collect the information, and after that we analyze whether we have collected proper information or not, whether we have collected the complete information or not. Okay, if anything has been missed, so what we are doing, we are analyzing all those evidence. Once the evidence has been analyzed, approval has been given by your manager, after that we start creating a report. Okay, what is the outcome of that analysis? The outcome of the analysis need to be drafted in the form of a report. This will be a final draft, a summary of your finding, a conclusion you can say. Okay, or the recommendation which you want to give. So what we do, we have done the review, we have validated that review in the final report. Okay, so the feedback is been collected, and now we are going to share this feedback. So there is a problem, we have listed this problem. Let's do one thing, let's inform the auditee as well that this is the problem which has been listed in the form of an non-conformative. So there are two factors, one is your conformative which means okay, and second is your non-conformative which means not okay. Conformative means complying, non-conformative means not complying. Okay, so there are non-conformatives. Let's do one thing now, let's communicate with the top management. Next is your communication, we need to share the report as well. Okay, so what we are going to do, there will be a close meet. Okay, we will be conducting a closing meet, so discussing about the audit finding. And who is going to discuss this? Your team leader is going to discuss this, he is going to present the report in front of your auditee. Okay, so that there will be a discussion, giving the complete information about the findings, about the conclusion, and the recommendation will be shared. Not only that, once the meeting has been completed, after that what we do, we share the information, we distribute the report. Okay, so if there is a problem, yes, definitely there will be a follow-up as well. Have you fixed a problem or not? So for that we have to go with a follow-up action. What will be your plan of action to mitigate this problem? So in follow-up we collect all those information. What we are doing, we are monitoring the progress periodically. Okay, which is going to help the organization in growing. Okay, continuous improvement, update, check for the update. look for the ongoing training program. Are they providing the training and development program for the internal team to enhance their skill, to enhance their knowledge? Okay, so by following up this step, auditor can follow what? Systematic approach. Why the systematic approach has been followed? To evaluate any organization process. So if you receive any question or if you face any question by the interviewee, that how you are going to process with an audit, so this will be your answer. So I will be starting with an planning. Okay, I will be planning. Yes, I need, what is the reason behind for an audit? Do we require an audit? Do we require this particular function need to be happen? So yes, the planning is been done. After that, we go with an preparation, how you are going to solve it, how you are going to achieve it. So in preparation, we give the information. Yes, we are going to perform an audit. That will be an internal audit. So how many days has been required, how many team members will be required, what will be the scope. Okay, all those things will be need to be discussed in your preparation. After that, once the approval is been given, then we go on site, visit the on site. Why? To conduct an audit. We go with an observation, we try to collect more and more information. By visiting the site, definitely we will be collecting more information related to the process, related to the procedure, related to the, I can say, the control, each and everything. Once the information has been collected, after that we analyze those information, analyze those evidence, whether we have collected the correct evidence or not. Okay, are these evidence are complete? Are we missing anything? If we are missing anything, let's collect it. Let's go ahead and get more information based on it. Okay, now once the analysis has been done, after that what we do, we go with an reporting. Okay, so whatever information has been collected based on to the analysis, we disclose the identification, we disclose our information, okay, in the form of a report. So once the reporting has been done, once the report has been created, now that report need to be distributed as well. Okay, so that is what your communication plays. So we are going to start with a meeting. So that will be your end meeting, close meeting. Describe about the information, describe about the evidence which you have collected. Okay, summarize it, and then ask for an follow-up, ask for a plan of action, how you are going to solve this problem. Okay, and make sure you are taking a follow-up as well. Make sure you are periodically tracking those surveys. Okay, monitoring the progress as well. With that, you can evaluate the audit process. That is what your continuous improvement is. Okay, so this is the simple step, or you can say the simple approach of an audit. So you can get a question from this phase, that what is in planning phase, in preparation phase, what you are going to do. Let's suppose you want to perform an audit for our organization. So in preparation phase, what you are going to do? Okay, in reporting, how you are going to create a report and to whom you are going to submit this report. So if I'm creating a report, that report need to be what? That report need to be verified as well. That report need to be confirmed as well. Now who is going to verify this report for me? So my team leader is going to do an verification whether you have written the correct report or not. Okay, so as an author, I cannot give the validation. Okay, so who is going to validate this? Who is going to do, and you can say cross verify this report? My team leader is going to cross verify it. In follow up, what we are going to expect or what you are going to ask from an auditee, again that will be a question. In follow up activity, I will be asking for a plan of action. What is your plan of action? How you are going to solve this problem? So depending on to the situation, the plan of action will be shared, but make sure you are asking for the plan of action. That is the main thing. Okay, so this is just a quick steps which I have showcased you, that how what will be the, I can say, audit process. Okay, and from this process you can expect the questions as well. Now next thing is your, what technical knowledge required to perform an audit. Okay, now this is also a very interesting question, that what technical knowledge has been required. Okay, so while performing an ISO 27001 audit, so there are certain requirements. First is your understanding about the technical and non-technical aspect. Okay, so here is some information which has been listed. First is your ISMS. Okay, information security management. So information security management framework. So understand about the concept, the requirement of an ISMS. Okay, then is your risk management. So knowledge about the risk management and risk treatment methodology, how you are going to identify, evaluate and mitigate the risk. This is the important thing which has been required or which has been expected from the auditors. Okay, so there are multiple risk assessment methodology. Out of this multiple risk assessment methodology which you are going to adopt. So based on to the organization structure, their budget, there are multiple factors which has been considered. Based on that, we adopt the risk assessment methodology and we perform an risk assessment. Okay, now what we do in risk assessment, we identify, we evaluate and mitigate the risk as well. That is the part of your risk management. Then is your information security control. Okay, so information security control talks about annexure A. So annexure A, yes, definitely you should have a knowledge about the annexure A, ISO 27001 annexure A controls. So what do we have? We have 93 controls. Okay, the categories have been given, talking about information security policies, talking about information, you can say human security, human resource security, assess management, assess control, lots of other things as well. Okay, operational security, physical and environment security. Okay, your supply relationship, you're talking about information security management as well, incident management too. Okay, so definitely this information has been required, this knowledge has been required, this knowledge has been expected from an auditor too. Okay, second is here the knowledge about IT infrastructure and operation. Okay, so if you have a question, do we require a knowledge on IT or do we require a knowledge on information security or cyber security to perform an audit, or in ISO 27001? Yes, we require the knowledge. What does ISO 27001 stands for? It has been talking about information security management system. So we require definitely the knowledge of information security and how we are going to manage that information security. Okay, so your network security understanding, your architecture of a network, firewall understanding, then you can say security knowledge has been required, endpoint security knowledge has been required, cryptographic standard knowledge. Okay, how the encryption and decryption has been working, what are the key management knowledge, knowledge about the best practice of and key generation. So basic things has been required. Definitely these basic things have been required. If you have the knowledge, definitely you are going to help the organization in the implementation or in the audit too. Okay, so this is the important factor which has been asked or which has been required. Okay, so if you are coming from a non-technical background, so a small suggestion from my end. So before you plan for to, or before you plan to move into this ISMS or in this auditing domain, specifically ISMS or specifically 27001, so my suggestion will be at least get a basic understanding on network and cyber security, because this is going to help you a lot. There are multiple terms, technology or terminology has been used. Okay, so we don't want that situation where you will be very much new to these terms and technology. Okay, so don't fall into such situation where you will get confused. So at least to have a basic understanding, the suggestion will be go through the videos. There are multiple videos available over the YouTube as well. If you visit to the InfoSec Train YouTube channel as well, there you will get multiple videos too, talking about the information security, cyber security, the structure, even about the audit as well. Okay, so yes, understanding about the IT infrastructure and operation, in that it has been expected that knowledge about network security, knowledge about system security, endpoint security, cryptography, this has been required. Okay, now next thing is here compliance and legal requirement. Are this we can say if the compliance and legal requirement is important. Okay, So yes, a basic thing, basic regulation information like GDPR, HIPAA, SOC, these are what, these are your regulation. Now if you have the knowledge about the regulation, it's an benefit. Okay, it's an plus point. So knowledge on this relevant laws and regulation, yes, definitely it has been required, and how they are been implemented in information security, that is going to help you. Okay, privacy and data protection, understanding about the privacy protection principle, or you can say privacy framework. Okay, your business continuity and disaster recovery, definitely that is also going to help you. Okay, now next is your audit and assessment technique. Okay, so the next thing is your audit assessment and technique. Now if you remember in previous slide we were been talking about PDCA. That is what, that is your assessment technique. Plan, do, check and act. Okay, these are what, these are your methodologies, including your plan, do, check and act, how you are going to perform the audit. Okay, so in that we are going to collect an evidence, the skill is been required for the evaluation, document review. Okay, how you are going to conduct an interview. So definitely as an interviewer, okay, so you will going to collect an information. Now how you are going to collect an information, so make sure you have done your homework. You have done your homework, as in the first step. What is the first step has been talking about when we start with an audit? Get the information about the organization. This is going to help you a lot. Okay, so remember this thing, which is also talking about in clause number 4. Clause number 4 has been talking about what? Talking about the commitment, talking about the organization. Okay, so once you have the knowledge about an organization, based on to that knowledge you can ask an question. Okay, you can select any top management stakeholder or any staff. Okay, and start, make sure you have prepared your question and ask the question. That is what your audit and assessment technique has been talking about. How you are going to present yourself, how you are going to perform an audit, how you are going to complete this assessment, what technique you are going to use. Okay, or what technology you are going to use. There are multiple security tools available. Okay, we have tools for vulnerability scanning, we have tools for pen testing, we have tools for monitoring. Okay, so as an auditor, it is not been expected or it is not been asked that you have to work on this tool. No, never. We don't work on this tool. We are not a technical person. Okay, but definitely yes, we will be taking an help as well to an technical person. Okay, to get understand about the process, to get understand how this tool is been operated. If it has been used inside an organization, I have to make sure that it has been operated correctly or not. Okay, not only that, whatever report has been generated, so I need to understand about that report too. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to communicate with the, I'm going to take an advice from a technical person. Okay, we have audit softwares as well nowadays available in the market. So if you want to adopt this, if you want to use this software, definitely to create a checklist, we have a software available. To complete a quick run or document verification, we have softwares available. So it's totally depending on to the auditor whether he want to use it or not. Okay, or for example, if any organization has been using, so it's their call, it's their you can say, it's totally depending on to them, so whether they want to use it or not. Okay, now last part is your communication skill. Okay, so we have performed an audit, so there will be a question in front of you, how you are going to present the audit. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a report. So make sure you are writing the report clearly. Okay, so if the question has been asked from an auditee or from an interviewer, that how you are going to, or you can say, explain me what communication skills you are bringing into the table. Okay, so over there we are going to highlight some pointers that the conclusion, whatever report or whatever conclusion we are drafting. So first thing is the skills. First thing is the you can say identification skill. We are going to make sure that it has been written in a clear format. Even the non-technical person can read it. Even the non-technical person can understand it. Your presentation skills. Okay, how you are going to communicate this result to the stakeholders, how you are presenting it. So demonstrate those things. So there will be a situation given. Again, a situation will be presented by the interviewer and they will be asking, let's go ahead and present this report to us. Okay, so by looking into this information, you have to present the report. So there are the list of a non-conformative. This is the non-conformative. Based onto the evidence which has been collected, this has been reported. Now how we are going to solve this problem? A suggestion from your end will be given. Okay, so for that, make sure you are politely giving all this information. You are presenting all this information which is going to help them to maintain their information security posture. Okay, so make sure you're presenting or you're providing valuable insights. Okay, so attention to details. Okay, that is a part of your soft skill. So which will be your accuracy, identify the issue, okay, and verify the compliance and standard with them. Okay, and make sure you are thinking analytically as well. Analytically as in make sure you are providing an solution over there. Okay, as an auditor, my responsibility is what? My responsibility is to collect an evidence and give them an information that this is the problem. Not only that, as an auditor, we are going to give an suggestion to. Okay, we are going to solve the problem too. Okay, so whether it's an internal or whether it's an external audit, definitely it's a totally auditor's call whether he want to give a suggestion. So it's a good you can say a good site to present a suggestion. Okay, so you can go with any approach. And one more thing, one very important part which everyone most of the time misses in communication, that is your time management. This is the very important thing. Okay, so time management is also a part of an communication. So we have decided to start the audit within the time frame. Make sure it has been completing in the time frame. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to prioritize the task. So there will be a situation again, how you prioritize the task. A question will be asked. Okay, how you prioritize your daily activity. Okay, in whatever job role you are in currently. So how you are prioritizing your daily activity. So what we are going to say over there, based on to the requirement, based on to the priority list of the tasks, we are prioritizing it. So there are some important tasks which need to be done before the lunch. So I am prioritizing those tasks, and after that I am making the list of tasks which can be finished after the lunch. So like this, I am creating a plan for me for the working days. Okay, for the given working days. So definitely you can expect such questions as well coming from the communication skill, because this is very much important from an auditing perspective or from an audit perspective. Communication skill. Okay, how well you are listening. Okay, effective listening, your verbal communication, your writing communication. Okay, your presentation skill, your negotiation and persistence. Okay, not only that, your interpretation skills as well. Okay, how well you are presenting the resolution. Okay, so all those things need to be clearly objectified. Strategies need to be prepared. Okay, so this thing is has been addressed by the interviewee. Okay, make sure to have a good engagement. Okay, to share your input and to take the feedback as well. Always say yes to the feedback, because feedback is going to improve you a lot. Okay, so this is what I generally follow. I generally say yes to the feedback, because with every feedback I can improve myself. Okay, so as I said, soft skills are very much important. So first one is your problem solving, how well you are solving the problem. Okay. Second is your time management. How you are managing the time. Okay. Ethical judgment and integrity. So make sure you are not sharing the information. That is also an important thing. Verbal communication, written communication, conflict resolution. If there is any conflict between your team member, how you are going to resolve it? A situation will be given. Okay, so let's suppose auditor 1 and auditor 2 is having a conflict of an interest. So the one auditor has been saying that he is not going to perform this activity because that activity is a part of your auditor 2. Now there is a conflict of an interest. So as a team leader, how you are going to solve this? How you are going to give a resolution? Okay, so you will be placed into a situation, and based on to the situation, they will be expecting some resolution. Okay, so this all things have been monitored. When we say and soft skill and communication, first is your problem solving, how well you are solving the problem. Okay, I can say what propose, what practice, or what solution you have been bringing. Then is your time management. Okay, so as an auditor, it has been expected that we are completing the audit in a defined manner, in a deadline, in the given deadline. Okay, we are prioritizing the task, we are setting up the realistic timeline, we are managing multiple audit activities simultaneously. So like this, a chart has been given. Okay, a plan chart is been submitted to the auditee. Okay, next is your ethical judgment and integrity. So this is going to help you to deal with changing the environment or new information or changing into the scope as well. Okay, where we maintain the trust, where we maintain the credibility of the audit process. Okay, then is your communication, teamwork, collaboration, your writing skills, your, you can say, the verbal communication, your presentation skills, your interpretation skills. Okay, your conflict resolution skills. So all these skills have been tested in an interview. Okay, now let's quickly talk about how you are going to enhance problem solving skills. Okay, so enhancing problem solving skills in audit, which is going to involve multiple combination first of all. Okay, so this is going to help you in developing critical thinking first of all, how you are going to gain and technical knowledge, what practices or methodology you are going to use. So these are the steps which has been given, which is going to improve your problem solving skill in auditing field. First is your develop analytical thinking. Okay, so learn the technique like 5 whys. Okay, so anyone aware about the 5 whys? Okay, so we use this 5 whys in your root cause analysis. Okay, correct. Then we go with the fishbone diagram as well, three tree analysis to identify the underlying cause. Okay, then we go with the expand technical knowledge. Expand technical knowledge is what? Make sure you have been updated, regularly update yourself. How we can keep ourselves updated? By visiting the website. Which website? ISO website, because ISO is been updating the standard. If there is any changes into the standard, we can get those information. Okay, there are multiple standards available. What is happening into the technology, which thing has been trending? So make sure you are updating yourself, you are staying up with the market. Train yourself, pursue certification. Okay, make sure you have been updating yourself. Then is your structure problem, or you can say practice, application, and practical. Okay, now what is this thing talking about? Practical, applications, and practice. So read the case studies. Okay, there are multiple case studies available. Understand how this audit has been completed, what approach they have used. Okay, simultaneously you can participate in audit simulation as well, or you can say role play exercise to practice problem solving and to practice this problem solving solution. Okay, and with going with an improvement of engaging with the project, that is also going to help you, whether it's an organization project or whether it's an independent project. So make sure you stay up with the practice. Okay, so read the case studies about the audit program. There are multiple case studies available in an internet. So at least spend 10 to 15 minutes in the morning to update yourself, to read the news, what has been happening. Okay, to read the case studies. Invest your 15 to 20 minutes in the morning. Okay, in between, whenever you get a time, discuss about this audit process. Okay, which is going to help you in solve multiple problem. Okay, and prioritize your task. That is what your time management is. Okay, you prioritize your issue, make a planning. Okay, so based on to your risk, based on to the impact on the organization, we are going to prioritize the issue. Okay, based on to our requirement, we prioritize our task as well, day-to-day task. What is my requirement? So today I want to learn about new thing. So that thing is your ISO, that thing is your audit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to invest 15 minutes in the morning. So what I'm doing, I'm prioritizing my task. After that, I can start with my day-to-day work. Okay, so that is the part of your time management. Then is your professional development. Professional development, start using the technology. Okay, visit, or you can say try to attend the workshop, the seminars which have been happening, conference on audit, which is going to give an information about problem solving technique. Okay, connect with multiple people, join professional networks, forums to share the experience or to learn from the peers from the industry. So basically this is what, this is a systematic applying, you can say these are the strategies which you can apply on yourself. Okay, which is going to enhance your problem solving skills and make you more effective and insightful auditors. Okay, so think from this perspective, start from today itself, develop analytical thinking. Okay, so what we are going to do over here, we will be learning the techniques of your root cause analysis. Then expand your knowledge. How we can expand your knowledge? By getting trained. Okay, by looking into what things are getting changed, what technologies are getting adopted. Okay, so enhance your skills. Okay, then is your practice. Make sure you are practicing it. How you can practice this? Simply by reading the this okay, by reading the case studies, understanding how, what approach and how this approach has been adopted. Okay, simulation process, participate in different audit simulation or role play exercise. Okay, or invest your time in your you can say the projects as well. Okay, then time management, prioritize your issue and learn about the or try to attend the seminar by workshop and seminar by with that you can get more information, more insights. Okay, so this is the few things which we are going to follow as an you can say as an auditor. If you want to move into this domain, so make sure you start adding this you can say in your day-to-day life. Okay, now the last part is your additional tip, how you are going to ace any interview. Okay, so a quick insight or tips from my end. Okay, if you want to ace any job interview, so first go through or go with the preparation is research about the company background. Okay, understand about the company history, understand about its mission, value, product, service and other culture. Then look for their industry trend. Okay, so how well this company has been doing, is there any news or is there any change inside that organization, any recent news. Okay, so that is the first thing is your preparation. Then is your presentation is what, how you are going to present yourself. Okay, your body language, your attire, your professional attire. So make sure you're presenting it in a company, you're presenting in the form of your company culture. Okay, well groomed and be presentable. This is the first thing. Second thing, make sure you maintain a good posture. Good posture as in be confident, make an eye contact. Okay, if you are you going with an this handshake, use a firm handshake. Okay, okay, and start communicating with the interviewee. Okay, now communication, as I said, it's an important. So in communication, understand here whatever they have been asking. First of all, okay, a clear and conclusion is the main thing. So clearly answer. Okay, make sure you're avoiding any rambling or going off the topic, providing clear conclusion, clear answers. Okay, don't use any jargons. Okay, use language that is very much easy to understand. Avoid technical jargons, because what I said, this auditor are what, who are these people? They are non-technical people. So don't use any technical term, avoid those technical terms. Be an active listener, listen carefully, pay close attention whatever what questions they have been asking. Okay, understand it carefully. Okay, demonstrate it as well. Whatever they have been asking, make sure you are demonstrating it. Next part is just show enthusiasm and interest. Okay, so that is your main thing. Your genuine explain them why you are excited about this role, why you are excited about the organization, what is your career goal, discuss about the position aligned, or discuss about your career goal. Okay, ask insightful question. You can ask the question to the interview as well. A question, ask the question about the role, about the team. Okay, share your interest. Okay, or you can say you can gather more information as well. Okay, so that is the important thing. Next is your handling tough question. How you are going to handle tough question or any tough situation, what you are going to do. First thing is stay calm. Stay calm and composed. Take your time. Okay, take a pause to think before, if you are before you are answering any question, any difficult question, and make sure you are very much honest in that. Okay, if you don't know the answer, tell it upfrontly, no worries. Okay, don't turn your weakness, or don't showcase your weakness or showcase your strength as well. This is the important thing. Okay, last part is your follow up. If you are going, first of all, when we will be completing the interview session, make sure you are going with an you're thanking to the interviewee. Okay, express your gratitude. Okay, now after that I need to ask, I need to have a follow up as well, whether I am been selected or not. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send an email. Okay, and when you are sending an email, make sure you're starting with an thank email. Okay, so send and thank you email to express your appreciation for the opportunity. Okay, and ask the question. Okay, so with that you can do an self assessment. What are your weak area in which you are going to improve in further interview? If you have been selected for this position, that's very great. If you are not selected for that position, ask what are your weak areas. You can ask it over an email as well. It's completely fine. Okay, if they are giving you the tips, if they are giving you the suggestion, if they are giving you the information, take the feedback. What I said, feedback is going always going to help you. Always welcome the feedback. Okay, so these are the tips from my end. Before you go or plan for an interview, make sure you are well prepared for the interview. You are well presentable as well. Your communication skills need to be well prepared. Show enthusiasm and interest in for that position, and how you are going to handle the tough question. How you are going to do that? Make sure you are calm and composed. Take your time. Be honest. Okay, discuss how you have addressed the other questions as well. Okay, and after that start giving your input and make sure you go with the follow-up activities too. Okay, so these are the few tips from my end. Okay, so how you are going to address or how you are going to present yourself. Okay, now what question you can expect? So question will be, for example, as we have discussed in the beginning, what is the motivation, okay, of an ISO 27000? What do you mean by an ISMS? What are your annex array? Okay, how many controls are there in your annex array? What does risk assessment in ISO 27 stands for? Okay, how you are going to perform an audit? What will be the process of an audit? Okay, what will be the industry benefit if you follow the ISO 27001 standard? Okay, along with that, what are the key principles in information security? So like this you can expect the question. What is an confidentiality, integrity, availability, difference between ISO 27001 and ISO 27002? ISO 27000 is what it's a requirement standard against to which we can get certified. ISO 27002 is what it's a guidance standard which is providing you a guide how to implement this control. Okay, so like this you can expect the question based on to the roles of an lead auditor, lead implementer. You can get the question. Okay, so they will be asking you the steps as well, how you are going to implement the control or how you are going to process with an audit. So already I have shown you the audit process steps as well, so you can start talking about this process which each step by step approach, and give the you can say the detailed information, you can present the detailed information about the steps as well. Okay, so from this only you can expect the question. Okay, from this structure only, that is your information on your fundamental information on your ISMS or your 27001. Then is your auditing process. Okay, then is your technical knowledge. Okay, and last one is your communication skill. So this is the important thing. Okay, so as an interview or as you are preparing for an interview, these are the most important thing which you need to address or which you need to follow.